Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Naval Dreadnoughts and to the Brazilian campaign, where we are going to look to eliminate the Germans, because although they have a lot of territory, the army is very weak, their navy is very weak, and I think we can wipe them out. The Thetis, though, Thetis class, has something to say about that. That actually looks like a solid design. 3 triple 7.6-inch guns. Cadet crew, which is going to severely limit its effectiveness. Standard bulkheads. 20 torpedo tubes. Yikes. Solid. Solid looking. There's just one problem. With the best will in the world, I don't think it can take out 4 battle cruisers. This is very unfortunate for them. Especially as one of those battle cruisers is the Vickers. Still the ship with the most guns in the fleet. And I know I've got lots more designing to do, but I'm waiting for our battle cruisers to finish, and because of course we have wars going on, there's a lot more for me to talk about and do, rather than just hitting end turn again and again and again while watching some Blood on the Clock Tower. Speaking of Blood on the Clock Tower, if you would like to play Blood on the Clock Tower, I try and try and do a monthly community game. So if you fancy playing games with me, that's one of the ways you can do it. Although November is looking a little dodgy for that. December might as well, but I do try, and when I'm not able to, then we've got a nice little community of people who play it. So if you don't know what that is, it is a very, very, very fun board game, which is not actually a board game at all, and it can be played online very easily. If you want details, join my Discord. And you can also get access to this alpha version of the Dreadnought Improvement Project on there as well. So, well worth checking out. Link down in the video description. Possibly a more interesting fight, we have the Hertha, a very, very big heavy cruiser. 500 million each. 28 knots, reasonable armor quality by the looks of it. 10-inch guns. Oof. Cadet crew, though. And they also carry 20 torpedoes. And up against them, we only have the little old Vasco da Gama. So this is probably not a wise fight. So I'm actually going to refuse it. The Hertha, we're going to need one of our more powerful ships to deal with her. Really, we want to be sending in one of the Brazils. So let's see where those are currently located. East Asia, Caribbean, and East and South America. Well, let's bring over the Helio Castelnovens, which is currently in Santos. Right here. Let's bring them over to the Baltic. Could probably stick them in Riga. I know they're not actually going into Riga. This is a very common issue with dreadnoughts. Is you think you've told them to go into a port and they're not. They're going just outside the port. So zoom right in, right click. This needs to say the name of the port. And if it doesn't, if it just says move to, then they're just going to sit outside it like a bunch of idiots. This line, this is the fleet that has successfully invaded Kamchatka. Coming back, we're about to take southern Norway. We'll move on to Sweden next. And that will constrain the Germans even more. Or the Herthers can throw themselves at our battlecruiser line right after we've taken southern Norway, which is a little disappointing because I was really hoping to take these one-on-one with one of my heavy cruisers, well, one of the 10 or 11-inch cruisers, because that's a lot more interesting, but sure, we can obliterate them with superior firepower. Although, according to the game anyway, the Germans have put together like $1 billion worth of ship here. And we have about $1 billion worth of ship. So it's like, oh yeah, that's a fair matchup. But you can see we're already firing on them. Let's have a look at these things. Wow, did we just hit them? Bloody hell. Right, I wanted a screenshot. Hertha. Oh, are they different? I can't actually tell. Anyway, the Germans. What are you packing? Oh, interesting layout. ABQX. Mark III 10.5 inch 35 caliber guns. 28 knots. Perfectly acceptable armor scheme. Solid. I mean, it's cadet crew, which is a bit rubbish. Short range torps. Electrics. Okay, fair dues. Fair dues. That's a solid design. Very expensive though. I think that's probably the only thing I'd say about that. Very expensive. And they're coming up against battle cruisers. Yeah, I'm not expecting our HE to do anything, to be honest. Can be useful to find the range to a target. Overpen. Another overpen. Bunch more overpens. Oh, that was not. That was a main gun. Right on X turret by the looks of it. Smashed in their X turret. That's a third of their firepower gone. Well, from this ship. And the AI is playing this badly because they're trying to form a gun line and engage me at range, which is relatively sensible, but they're actually not close enough. Oh no, they are close enough, they're just not firing. That could be a bug then. This happens sometimes where your ship just flat refuses to fire. Don't see it too often, especially with two ships at once. Oh, there we go. Nice now, and Hertha have fixed themselves. Must have been a target selection issue. They're probably targeting a battlecruiser that was just out of range or something stupid. Very heavy hits. A lot of crew loss. Hertha, yes, coming in on a torpedo run. Who did you fire at? No, it doesn't matter. Let's detach everybody. And have them turn in line. They're fine on the Vickers. Didn't get a full-on hit. I'm just going to go to automatic on all the ships. We've hurt both of them already. Some HE might just help with flooding out the extended sections. I'm going to see those torpedoes, so do want to back up a little bit. Another main gun destroyed on the Hertha. Or did we just... Nope. No, she lost her Q turret. Oh. Rude. See, even a little bit of armor makes ships so much better. So glad I've finally managed to get the ships, the auto designer, to build somewhat decent designs in that regard. Another main gun hit. As B turret out. Yeah, the turret's so... I say only. I mean, 8 inches, a reasonable amount of armor to put on a cruiser turret, but got him. Yeah, these would have been tough for an 8-inch cruiser to deal with. I'm glad I refused that fight earlier on. Another main gun destroyed. Oh dear. That's almost certainly at the end of their main battery. And I like to see this as well, where you're knocking out the guns and systems, which is far more historically accurate. I know certainly the Dreadnought Improvement Project is not trying to be historical. It's trying to be fun, but sometimes that's the same thing. And when that happens, it makes me very happy. So, yeah. Germans' cruisers, I'd say they're pretty solid cruisers, if a little expensive. But no match for the Vickers and company. Welcome back. I'll come back to this in a minute. We are using the fleet to attack the Baltic states. And soon we'll be attacking Western Poland as well. See if we can just wrap up all of the Baltic ports, seeing as the army is moving into Eastern Poland and Bohemia Moravia, aka the Czech Republic, at the moment. And they're moving on southern Germany. Now, obviously, I don't want to take out Germany totally until we've taken their landlocked provinces. But Western Germany tends to be very difficult to take by sea anyway. So that's going to be very good for us. Anyway, how's our GDP doing, actually? It's getting there. We're still about half of the Netherlands. Netherlands is at peace, so their economy is rocketing away because they've captured all of this territory, and now they're at peace. But yes, this convoy, the König Wilhelm, 800 million, 32 knots, 14-inch guns, 14.7s. That is too much for a couple of heavy cruisers to deal with. But I really want to take this on. I really, really do. But it would be very foolish to take it on with a couple of heavy cruisers. Okay, I get my wish. Not my exact wish, because I would have loved to have tried to take this on one-on-one. But at 800 million versus the rest of these, it does, in theory, outclass any of my battle cruisers that are in this fleet anyway. Yeah, I would have loved one of the new battle cruisers to be able to take this thing on. Sadly not. We do have a massive advantage in guns. Like, a really massive advantage in guns. But, you never know. Maybe the Germans have cooked up something nasty. Maybe they have something I'm not going to expect. I'm very curious to see. Oh, hello. Let's get a look at it. Oh, look at that forward armament. All on the front. Interesting. Well, party in the business in the front, party at the back. Sort of. Oh, that was a good hit. Luco going for the turrets. Spacious quarters. Interesting. Oh, secondary gun goes boom. Thanks to the Nagella. 32 knots. That's very good speed. Armour is... I mean, for a real battle cruiser in real life, that's actually pretty good. But that's not fast battleship territory. It does have good layers, though. So I think getting a main... like a proper Citadel hit is going to be difficult. Crypt 2, not the most up-to-date in the world. Incendiary HE and Cap Ballistic 1 means it's not going to have as much performance from those guns as they could get. Standard reload, so pretty slow to fire. Yeah, 0.75 rounds a minute. That compares to 1.48, almost double the rate of fire. So we can put a hell of a lot more shells on the König Wilhelm than they can send back. Otherwise, seems pretty solid. Aside from the cadet crew, which is just a problem with Germany's economy, not with German shipyard designers. Let's try and get on a parallel course if we can. Ooh. Yeah, partial pen. That was probably the layers kicking in. A few people have been asking about the layers on the Game Labs forums, and I did reply. Yeah, basically the way the layers work is they force a re-roll, first of all. So the game has to redo the penetration calculation up to 4 times. So if you've got the main belt and then 3 layers. So that's helpful in and of itself. But the other thing it does is it boosts the effective thickness by the layers. So the third layer, if you have a third layer, is a ×8. So on the ship here, that third inner deck is actually an equivalent to an 8-inch thick deck, which is way thicker than our actual main deck. You might think, well, what's the point of even having a thick outer layer? Well, it's for that kind of thing. So this will have gone to one of the layers, which is why it turned into a partial. Ooh, nice. Main belt pin. That's impressive. So their third inner belt is 3.4 inch, but it's not the best quality. So 3.4 times 8. It's 27 inch, but they're at 140% quality, and I have mine set at 170. So we're going down to 140, right? Yeah, in theory that should be able to stop us, but it didn't. Interesting. Mind you, just because it says main belt pen doesn't necessarily mean it is. Yeah, basically the layers are not as good as you think they're going to be, is how I put it. They are nice to have. They're a backup. They make it less likely that your ship is going to just get completely totaled. And they're definitely worth having, but they are not the be-all and end-all. See, most hits to their main belt are not going through. And that will be down to their layers. Again, big hits to the secondary guns. How are they doing? Not the best, has to be said. Quite a lot of flooding in the stern. Midsection has taken a few hits to the secondaries. The 8.4s are not totally out of action, but are certainly not in great shape. But yeah, you can see here that a lot of the hits to the main belt have not gone through, even though it's only 10-inch, which, yeah, we should be able to go through very easily. So the layers are definitely doing something. And they've done very little damage back. Just totally overwhelmed by the number of shells. Oh, no, 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 no. That's bad. Oh, hit to the bridge. Just gonna make their damage control even worse. Turning it in. One of those shells went through. Oh, another hit to the main tower. Structural integrity is very low, but the flooding is now spreading forward at an alarming rate. About a third of the crew is dead or out of action. Oh, another hit to the main tower. Is the ship going to flood or break apart? It's going to flood. Probably break apart as it goes down. Well, that's a shame for the Germans, because again, solid ship, just hopelessly outnumbered. Yeah. Oh well. Welcome back. I'll come back to this in a second. We have taken Lithuania. We've taken Prussia. We're now pushing on Western Poland, which should fall in 2 turns. The army is pushing through quite nicely on the ground. And if we take all 3 of these, that'll just leave East and West Germany, which, again, we should be able to pull that off. China decided to get uppity, so yeah, we have a little battle against there. But I want to save that for the next episode, because yeah, I'm tired and I need to go and have a bit of a rest. We've got 2 light cruisers versus a battleship, which is quite an interesting matchup. I mean, this is the same price as a cruiser, so you're thinking, oh, it can't be that good, but it does have 14-inch guns, which It's not very fast. Maybe we could torpedo it. And I really want to have a look at whatever they've built. It surely is a dreadnought of some sort. 6, nearly 15-inch guns. I'm just curious, but it could end up with me losing 2 light cruisers, and I'd really rather not lose 2 light cruisers. So I'm going to think about that in between episodes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.